Hello out there. Something sweet is back. And we're kind of starting our Christmas baking. Today we're going to make something called meringue cookies, also sometimes known as forgotten cookies. Look how pretty they look. They're so much fun to make. They're not hard at all, but they do have to have some time because they have to sit in the oven for a long time. So I'm going to show you how we did it, take you through step by step so that you too can have this delicious little treat. Mm, delicious. Stay with us. We'll show you how to have some of your own. Well, welcome back. It feels like it's been a long time since I've posted anything. We were so busy cooking and getting things done during Thanksgiving. I've kind of taken a few days to get myself back together. We're about to move into Christmas stuff, and there's just so much going on. I'm having the best time ever. So today I want to make a cookie that it's interesting. I call them meringue cookies. Sometimes they're called forgotten cookies because they cook on a low temperature and then you turn the oven off and they sit in the oven and dry out for a long time. They remind me so much of one of my very, very favorite candies, Divinity. In the comments, if you know about Divinity, tell me about it because Divinity is a very southern candy. It's one that I grew up watching my mother make, and I wanted to be able to do it, but I had to get my handy dandy KitchenAid mixer before I could make that happen. But I can make Divinity now. This is a lot of the same flavors. Divinity is a candy, it's definitely a fudgy candy, and this is more a dried cookie. There are several things about this that you just need to be aware of, and we'll kind of talk about those as we talk about the ingredients that we're going to use. I have already divided 4 large eggs, and I have just the egg whites here. We're just going to use the whites. We put the yolks in the refrigerator. We'll use those for something else. So we'll use just the egg whites, very reminiscent of making a meringue. We're going to put that in our mixing bowl. The mixing bowl needs to be absolutely clean. It needs to be wiped out. If you're not absolutely sure that it's clean, take a paper towel with just a little bit of vinegar and wipe it out, because if there's any grease in here, these egg whites will not whisk into the shape that you want them to be. So we're going to put our 4 extra large egg whites in the bowl. We are going to use as a stabilizer.
Well, my microphone was dead and I didn't realize, so I'm going to dub. We're going to add a little cream of tartar as a stabilizer. Once I get that added, then I'm going to turn my mixer on low first and let it mix until they just get foamy. Also added just a little bit of salt. I think I messed up when I was doing this. I mixed up my salt and my cream of tartar and had to fix it, but we got that taken care of. I guess I'm still fixing that. As soon as we get those additions made, then we're going to turn the mixer on low. Once I turn the mixer on low, I'm going to mix the egg whites until they're foamy. Then I'm going to turn the mixer up on high, and I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time, waiting a few seconds between each addition so the sugar can dissolve. Then I'm going to keep beating until the mixture looks glossy and is very stiff. I've been told that when they're beaten enough, you can flip the bowl upside down and hold it over your head and it won't spill. Would you try that? Well, I did, and look, the batter stayed put. Look how stiff it is. They are definitely ready. Once you've done that, you're going to take the batter off the mixer, stir in some vanilla. At this point, you should add some vanilla, but you can also add other flavorings if you would like. Maybe some almond flavoring or a little bit of peppermint. You need to be careful with peppermint extract. It'll get very toothpaste-like very quickly if you're not careful. When you add those flavorings, we're going to fold them in so that we don't break up all those bubbles that we just made by beating the egg whites so long. So we'll stir that in, and then we're ready to start making cookies. We have prepared I use disposable piping bags, and I fitted it with a large star tip. You can use any one you'd like. You can spoon them out onto your parchment paper lined cookie sheet. You can do it any way you'd like to. I put my piping bag into a large cup and push it down in there. It makes transferring the batter a little bit easier without such a mess. It's still a mess, but we get it in there. We'll get it as full as we can, and then we'll pull that piping bag out of the cup. I think I almost overfilled. It took me a little bit to get that out without having cookie batter all over my counter. We're finally able to do that. It's happening. It was a slow process. Okay, it's in there. Shake it down to the end. Pull that top together, twist it a little bit so that it won't come back out through the top, and we're ready to pipe cookies. I piped mine into little snowflake piles, patterns, because I thought they were cute, but you can make them any way you want to. You can put them very close together on your cookie sheet because they're not going to spread in the oven. So get them all on one cookie sheet if you can, because they all need to bake at the same time. I finally had to put some of mine on a second sheet so that I could get them all into the oven. So once I got them all piped, they look so pretty. They look like little snowdrops. I love them. We're going to put them into the oven at 225 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour. When that hour is up, turn the oven off. Don't open the door. And let the cookies sit inside for 2 more hours to dry completely. It's hard not to open that door, but don't open the door. Let them sit in there. And I will bring you back when they're done.
The forgotten cookies have come out of the oven. Aren't they beautiful? They look like little white puffy clouds. We call them forgotten cookies. We call them forgotten cookies because they stay in the oven so long. So they'll be beautiful with a variety of different things for Christmas. Put some other colors with them. You can put food coloring in to that last step when I put in the vanilla and make them different colors if you want to. You can use peppermint flavoring. If you do, be careful, it's super strong. You can use almond flavoring, anything you want. But they still are going to be this beautiful, beautiful shape. So we had a really good time making these. I hope you do too.